A true American high-end? An undisputable authority in the speaker world? Or an audiophile fetish? All in one. If they are old-school three-way Forte speakers, handmade by the masters of America's head factory, Klipsch, in Hope, Arkansas. However, these speakers are not really old-school, because we're talking about the 4th generation model, and against the background of the previous version there are some important changes. The noticeably increased price will also confirm it. But you still can't save money on an amplifier despite the sensitivity of these speakers of 99 decibels and their amazing loyalty to small rooms. Hello everyone, this is Pult Electronics and me, Deco. Let's go! Some people like speakers with intricate shapes or with unusual finishes. The others prefer compact models that are easy to fit in the interior. That's not the case with the Klipsch Forte IV, because they are 33 kilogram cabinets with vintage proportions, where the speaker width is bigger than the speaker depth, and a massive 30 centimeters diameter driver with a paper cone and a corrugated suspension. Classic. The original Forte began production in 1985, and at the end of 2021 there was the 4th generation. However, the average person can hardly find any differences from Forte III in size and appearance, even if you remove the grills, because the manufacturer tries to keep the initial design as much as possible. By the way, the Forte are the last Klipsch speakers which were personally designed by the founder of the company, Paul Wilbur Klipsch. So, those are not just first-class speakers, but also truly legendary ones.
The design of the Klipsch Forte IV is remarkably simple. A 19mm MDF enclosure without any zoning, and 3 drivers. This is the already mentioned 30cm bass driver, above 650 Hz the compression midrange driver with the horn K797 works, and just above 5 kHz the tweeter, also compression, with a horn also of course comes into play. Because compression drivers are designed from the start to work with a horn. The sound quality, as well as sound propagation diagram of such a combination depends not only on the driver, but also on this horn. It is the mid-range and treble sections that are the main news and the main difference between the 4th generation Forte and the 3rd. The newer generation uses an even more advanced K702 mid-range driver with a 4.5cm polyamide diaphragm, and the K100 Ti tweeter with a titanium diaphragm with an inch diameter, that is 2.5cm, is responsible for the highs. The crossover and connectors are designed for a 2-cable connection. The Klipsch Forte IV has no phase inverter or other waveguide to create extra foundation at low frequencies. For this purpose there is a 38cm diameter passive radiator located on the back and not covered in any way. There is a grill only in the front. Moreover, their color and pattern depend on the finish of the speakers themselves. There are 4 options to choose from. In all cases not just natural veneer is used, but veneer sheets with a mirrored pattern for the left and right speakers. These are fragments of the same cut from the trunk, glued to the MDF with different sides. The speakers themselves are also matched in pairs before veneering for a perfect sound. And the veneer of each wood species is taken strictly from a specific area in different states. 4 veneers are 4 different states. The front panel in all versions is painted black.
Why have the Klipsch Forte become iconic among affluent audiophiles? Partly that's because they are 100% authentic. There are no decorations, and you don't need any, but there's a solid construction, top-notch veneer on the cabinet. The speakers are handmade, with the technology that goes back 40 years. It doesn't feel like that it is a mass product from some Asian factory. By the way, the Forte IV grills also use natural wool. They are probably the coolest grills, even if they need some maintenance. All information is available in a special brochure. You will find it in the box. However, these speakers became iconic for another reason. Whether you may or may not like the vintage design, but almost everyone who has ever listened to at least a couple of their favorite tracks loves the sound of the Forte. So natural, emotional and relaxing at the same time that many music lovers, the first time they listened to a Forte, even of the previous 3rd generation, immediately admitted that this is the sound of their dreams. There will be even more confessions in love with the 4th Forte. Provided of course that together with them will work the appropriate equipment, the listening room will be suitable and the speakers themselves will be installed correctly. But just one step at a time. The amplifier. With 99 decibel sensitivity, these speakers will rock even with an inexpensive tube model. Still, listen to them with a good transistor amplifier, because the coziness and warmth is quite enough in the speakers themselves. A high-quality transistor amplifier will not make this magic fade away, but it will add energy when working out dynamic bursts. And at the same time, it will reveal the incredible detailing of these speakers with an absolutely supernatural soundstage. Maybe not bottomless in depth, but absolutely tangible, especially if you close your eyes. Here's the hi-hat, here's its natural sound reflections from the walls, and here's the reverb brought in by the sound engineer. The Forte IVs lay everything out without losing the integrity of the sound image. Voices and instruments seem absolutely real and exactly the same size as they would be in a live performance if you were in the audience. Moreover, the delight doesn't depend at all on the genre of music, but strongly depends on the quality of the record, the signal source, and the amplifier, and also on the location of the speakers themselves. You don't just put them in a triangle with a side of 3 or 4 meters with your chair and aim them towards you. Be sure to experiment with the vertical tilt of the speakers. There isn't such a possibility because the pedestals are rigidly fixed, but it is possible to put something under the front rib. Any dense material 1 to 2 centimeters thick. In my opinion, after such an optimization, the high frequencies are even better. Or don't touch the speakers and choose a lower chair. It is up to you. And finally, the room. For these speakers, even 50 square meters is their native living environment. But the amazing thing is they are not cramped even in a 20-meter space. The sound doesn't become jammed and shouty, the Fortes continue to sound at their best. Of course, if in such a room there is at least some acoustic treatment. In any case, the optimal gap between the speakers and the wall is about half a meter. Frankly, even the most vivid imaginative comparisons cannot describe the full spectrum of impressions that a properly installed Klipsch Forte IV with good equipment can make. So you better hear them in person. All additional information as usual you'll find down below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.